Hi, you tuned in for the Power and Energy News channel, ESI Africa. For today's episode, I am speaking with Sibusiso Skosana, who is the Commercial Director for Conlog. So welcome to the studio, Sibusiso.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So the last time that we had an in-person conversation was in 2019 here at Enlit Africa.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about what you've been up to and what Conlog's direction has been since then.
Fantastic. Yes, so you're right. 2019 is the last time we spoke, and in fact, at the time we had a number of initiatives going on as a business, and one of them was really us moving from our old facility into a new state-of-the-art facility in Dubai Trade Port in Durban.
That is so exciting.
Absolutely. And I think for us, that was a serious milestone because it spoke to our ambition, our growth ambitions, our localization story or our localization ambition. So it spoke to a lot of things that we always wanted to achieve in a short term, right? So that was 2019. And of course, we all know 2020, a few months later, we were in lockdown, right? But that didn't dampen our spirits because during that time, our innovation hub or innovation department got enough time to actually start innovating in new products, new solutions, right? So 2 years later, we're actually excited to be launching new products. Like in 2021 at the end, we launched a new product that is aimed at participating in the private property market space, and that space is actually quite important for us because what it does is, while we participate in the utility space, helping utilities to protect their revenue, but we are also able to do the same for the private property gated communities, right? So that's quite a key market. That is
really interesting because it's a different market for you.
Absolutely.
But it is an established market that is looking for a solution.
Absolutely.
So what exactly is different about this solution?
Well, the solution itself allows us to get closer to the consumer. Like I said, our business has always been business to business, so it's always been Conlog to a utility, right? Yes. But we saw a need to really get closer to our consumers, so where we are able to understand and respond to their demands. Because remember, at the consumer level, it's not just about electricity. It's about electricity, water, gas, and other utilities. So what we were thinking is, how do we take what we have, present it to them, and make sure that there's synergies with other utilities, and so the consumer doesn't look at 5 different applications or spaces. They look at one application that gives them a holistic view of what they need in their homes. Right?
That is amazing because that then also leads to a lot more energy efficiency and then bills that they can afford.
Absolutely, and convenience.
Yes.
Right? It's convenient. And in fact, I always laugh. My wife always carries a purse that's got a lot of cards inside. And today, I carry a phone that's got applications, right? So where I would have initially had a Woolworths card, I would have a Woolworths application. So bring that back to a consumer, where they would normally have a card for electricity, for water, for gas if they do, and refuse and everything else. Everything now is in one platform, giving them a holistic view, right? Convenience.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit about Conlog and the rest of Africa.
Sure. So yes, so that's one side of the business. And the other side, the other aspiration of ours was to really grow in the West Africa and the East Africa region, right? And so in the past couple of years, we've really made some interesting headways in countries like Nigeria. In fact, in that time, we opened a factory in Nigeria assembling Conlog products for the Nigerian market. But that was a strategic move for us to be able to also respond to other countries in West Africa, particularly the likes of Togo, Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Ghana, right? So that's been an exciting journey for us because 2 years later, we have started. In fact, we're in advanced stages of closing off those projects to be able to help those utilities basically enjoy a Conlog solution.
That is a very exciting journey for Conlog. I want to go and talk about the interview that I did with you for the Enlit publication, the
Right.
Power and Energy Projects and Leaders Elites. In there you mentioned that one of the key things for you was really being able to support the staff at Conlog, especially during COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that and why that was something that is really passionate for you?
So remember when COVID hit, right? First in our lifetime, at least in my lifetime, I've never been through a pandemic, right? So there was no textbook or a point of reference in terms of how to manage employees, how to engage customers, how to do all these things. So we had to figure it out as we go. But for us, one of the key pillars of us as a business is our employees, right? First, they couldn't move around, right? So what we then said is, how do we make sure that they still remain productive wherever they are? And in fact, we did this before COVID, because when we moved the factory from the old location to Dubai Trade Port, we realized that some employees that were close to the factory, now they were further. So we had to come up with what we called a telecommuting principle, where a couple of days they would work from home and a couple of days they would work from office. But what that did, it actually helped us, because even during COVID, that methodology was already working, right? So, so coming back to the question, it's important that the employees are sort of seeing value in being part of our business, because then the productivity, the output is much better than employees that regard themselves as just employees. So myself and our executive team, we really made sure, or tried to make sure, that they feel part of the ecosystem, right? And we had multiple initiatives that I can gladly share, but it was quite a journey really. Because there was no point of reference in terms of how and what to do, we had to, in fact, have continuous conversations, engagements, to make sure that we've got what I call a drumbeat of the business.
Yes,
where you know exactly, what is happening at any given time in any level in the business. Otherwise, you lose the drumbeat, then you actually lose the direction as far as the business direction is concerned.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Sibusiso. I know that Conlog has some very good checkpoints in place to keep that business continuity.
Absolutely. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to ESI Africa for more of this type of content.